Welcome, curious learners, to the Deep Dive. Today we're embarking on a truly special journey, one woven through time, memory, and the powerful, often surprising stories families share, or sometimes maybe keep hidden.
That's right. Our source material is Anne Patchett's captivating novel, Tom Lake, and we've gathered some really fascinating insights from its pages.
It's a narrative that, yeah, on the surface might seem like a simple story, a mother just recounting her past.
Exactly. But our mission today is to really unpack how Laura's youthful adventures, her romantic entanglements, and those unexpected detours led her to a life she never fully envisioned.
And crucially, how those past experiences profoundly shape her present, especially, in the eyes of her grown daughters.
We'll discover how choices made decades ago continue to resonate, and how the stories we choose to tell, or maybe withhold, ultimately define us.
Think of this as a deep dive into the echoes of our past, how the allure of one path can quietly give way to the grace of another.
And the surprising, almost mystical connections between a classic American play and a very real, lived life. You'll find some genuinely profound nuggets about identity, love, and the very act of storytelling itself.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. How did it all kick off for Laura? Our story opens in New Hampshire.
Right. And Lara, she wasn't born into the theater, not really. She kind of found herself drawn into its orbit through, well, sheer happenstance and a deep-rooted family connection.
She grew up in a small town, right, working at her grandmother's alteration shop, Stitch It.
Yes, and this grandmother, Patchett calls her a fountain of human decency, taught Lara more than just sewing. She taught her to read, gave her this sort of quiet wisdom that really influenced her whole life.
It's interesting how Patchett uses those early details. The shop, the sewing, even the community play auditions, not just as background.
No, they're foundational threads. They literally stitch together the fabric of Laura's life. You see these themes of craft, narrative, quiet influence. They ripple through everything later: Hollywood, the farm.
It really shows how those small moments can have these big, unexpected echoes.
Absolutely. And those echoes start almost immediately. Laura and her friend Veronica, they're just registering people for the community theater's production of Our Town. Kind of a dull job.
And they see this diverse crowd, right? Grocery store workers, strangers, all dreaming of the stage.
Uh-huh. And Mr. Martin, the director, he says this great line: sometimes that's where the diamonds are.
What do you think he meant by that? Like hidden talent.
Exactly. That true talent, genuine artistry, isn't always in the obvious places. It often comes from ordinary people pouring their hearts into something. And for Lara, well, it turns out to be pretty prophetic.
Because she becomes one of those diamonds. Her grandmother's doing costumes, brings Laura along.
And boom, unexpectedly, Lara auditions for Emily Webb with this young man, Jimmy. They know the lines by heart.
And the performance. It just clicks. Standing ovation from the director and her grandmother.
Right. The play is a huge success, gets extended. Laura's picture is even on the front page of the local paper, The Monitor. Sounds
Okay.
like a dream come true.
Totally. But as Patchett shows, this success also kind of sets the stage for some complications, some difficult early relationships.
Definitely. Like her first encounter with the man who becomes the movie star Duke. Back then, he was called Ripley.
He sees her in Our Town.
Yeah, a university production. He approaches her afterwards, suggests they keep the meeting secret. He's 22, she's only 16.
That age gap.
Mm-hmm.
It comes up again, doesn't it?
It does. Around the same time, she has this difficult affair with an older math teacher, Jimmy George, also 22 when she was 16.
And she reflects on how it just ruined everything. The play, the shop, her friendships.
Yeah, she blames herself for disloyalty, but then she adds that really poignant line: 16 doesn't stand a chance against 22.
It raises that question, doesn't it? How much real agency do you have at that age?
How much are you just navigating forces bigger than you? She definitely grapples with that later, telling her daughters the story.
And that realization, maybe understanding her vulnerability then, combined with the stage success,
Yeah.
that's what pushes her west, towards California.
It seems like it. Finding a direction to go in, as she puts it, away from those sometimes coercive early influences.
Okay, so this call west.
Mm.
Ripley contacts her parents about acting in California. Laura's 20 now.
Right. And her grandmother gives her this ingénieuse trousseau, this carefully chosen wardrobe. It really symbolizes her stepping into this new, potentially glamorous phase.
And her first taste of Hollywood is, well, like a movie itself.
Totally. Limousine, fancy hotel room service, a makeover at Warner Brothers. She even says everything in California was something out of a movie. like stepping onto another stage.
But then there's that weird swimming audition.
Oh, yeah. Asked to swim, no explanation. She feels manipulated.
But instead of just doing it, she puts on a show.
She does 3 powerful laps, racing turns, defiant, and it works. She gets the part.
It shows that strength underneath, doesn't it? That independence.
Absolutely. It's a glimpse of the woman who won't just be passive. So her career takes off, union card, apartment, even a green MG convertible.
And Ripley, her agent now, tells her not to take acting classes. You're fresh, unspoiled.
Right. But Laura quickly realizes she's basically just playing Emily from Our Town in all her roles.
Which isn't just about her acting range, is it? It's deeper.
It is. It's like she's struggling to shed that innocent small-town persona, even as her life gets way more complex. She's kind of typecast by her own past.
That early success becomes a kind of trap.
A definite trap. And after a Broadway audition where she doesn't get the part, she pivots, accepts a role at Tom Lake, a summer stock theater in Michigan.
Michigan. Quite a change from California.
Yeah, but her room has this remarkable view over the lake. It feels like freedom and possibility. And it's there she encounters Duke again. Not quite a movie star yet.
And he tells her that elaborate story about how the lake got its name. Tom the rich boy, the nanny.
Uh-huh. A long, captivating story. But then he admits.
It was all made up, a charade.
Exactly. A blind spot from childhood, he says. And a test.
Wow. Talk about theatrical manipulation right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Shows his flair, but also that manipulative edge.
Definitely. Testing her. And it works because Laura falls wildly in love with him. He's 24 now.
And they're cast opposite each other in Fool for Love. Sam Shepard. Intense stuff.
Very intense. A huge contrast to the innocence of Our Town. It mirrors the darker, more passionate side of their relationship off stage too. Rehearsals, swimming, smoking, this bohemian life.
And the rest of the company at Tom Lake. Quite a mix.
Oh, yeah. There's Pallas, a talented dancer, Duke's understudy, Sebastian, Duke's brother, the quiet tennis player.
And Uncle Wallace, the older actor playing the stage manager in Our Town.
Right. An alcoholic, struggling. But Laura says he embodies the role like the lines were written inside him. He never misses a show.
Speaks volumes about dedication, maybe? Or needing the stage?
Maybe both. How some people find their whole identity in performance even when their personal lives are falling apart. It's a key theme.
So this idyllic summer, romance, theater, bohemian life, it feels like it's building towards something. But what's the actual turning point? The thing that reroutes Laura's life?
It happens quite literally. On the tennis court, playing with Sebastian and Duke, Laura ruptures her Achilles tendon.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Pallas, the dancer, and Sebastian, the athlete, they know immediately how bad it is. They understand bodies. But
Duke?
Duke dismisses it, kind of waves it off. It's Sebastian, not Duke, who carries her to the hospital.
Wow. That contrast. Duke's dismissiveness versus Sebastian's quiet care. That must have registered.
You have to think so. It definitely foreshadows future loyalties. So Laura's in a cast. She misses her last shows as Emily, misses playing May in Fool for Love entirely.
And she realizes this is it, the acting career?
Pretty much. She sees it as finished. And while she's in the hospital, she meets Elise, Uncle Wallace's second wife.
And gets more bad news.
Yeah. Elise tells her Uncle Wallace, the stage manager, has died. He was only 56.
Oh, God. A double blow. Her dream ending and this theatrical life ending, too.
Exactly. But even then, Duke is still playing angles.
How so?
Well, Ripley flies out. Laura still calls him Uncle. He's there supposedly to convince her to do publicity for some movie she'd filmed.
But Laura realizes.
She realizes Duke engineered the whole visit. He knew she'd get Ripley to see his performance in Fool for Love to boost his own career.
Calculating. He needed to be seen in a play, in this particular play.
And in its entirety.
Yeah.
His ambition was just relentless and shrewd.
And while Laura's sidelined, Pallas steps in.
Right, into both Emily and May. And she's brilliant. Laura watches her play Emily and has this realization
that Pallas is just as good.
Every bit as good. And that someone else's could do it just as well.
What a moment. Humbling, maybe.
Humbling, yeah, but maybe liberating, too. It kind of strips away that illusion of her being irreplaceable, lets her see things differently.
And while Duke's focused on his career and Pallas is shining, Laura's attention shifts.
It does, towards Joe Nelson.
The director's nephew, who steps in as stage manager after Uncle Wallace.
Yes. She remembers him as trustworthy. And that amazing detail, smelling of the cherry orchard.
So evocative, grounded.
Totally. Their connection feels much more real, less theatrical than her thing with Duke and Joe's family. They own a cherry farm.
The cherry orchard connection becomes literal.
Exactly. Patchett weaves in that Chekhov illusion so cleverly. There's a scene where Joe and Duke visit the farm and discuss the play.
And Joe says Duke is too handsome for Lopakin.
Right. Lopakin, the practical peasant-born guy who ends up buying the orchard, it just perfectly highlights the contrast, Duke's glamour versus Joe's rooted reality.
And ultimately, Joe kind of rescues her.
He saves her, yeah. Picks her up from New York, leads to their marriage, their life on that Michigan farm. A choice for quiet meaning, not the spotlight.
Which brings us pretty much full circle, right? To the present day. Lara, mother of 3, looking back.
Right back to those enduring echoes. She's on the farm with Joe and their daughters. Emily, the horticulturist, saving the farm. Maisie, the vet student. Nell, the aspiring actress.
And the pandemic brings them all home.
Creates this kind of pressure cooker. Lara starts telling stories she hadn't told before, different perspectives, often to their total astonishment.
It shows how the past, even long buried, still has this pull, doesn't it? Forces everyone to re-examine things.
Definitely. Look at Emily. Her future is the farm, engaged to Benny next door, wants a simple wedding.
And decides not to have kids, citing environmental worries and Willy Webb.
Yeah, the bad omen of Emily dying in childbirth in our town. Her devotion is completely to saving the farm. It's such a conscious choice, almost the opposite of her mother's early path.
A real generational shift. But then, the big revelation disrupts everything.
Oh, yeah. Joe just casually tells the daughters their mom once dated the movie star Duke.
And Emily, it hits her hard.
Sparks a fever. She's apparently long believed Duke might be her biological father. Causes huge family tension.
Wow. Shows the power of the untold story, how it creates its own narratives. Damaging ones sometimes.
For sure. And the reevaluation of Duke continues. Joe and Lara secretly watch his R-rated film, The Promised Man.
A soul-crushing movie, she calls it.
Yeah, made them weep. Seeing Duke portray shame, failure, it totally challenges Lara's image of him as just glamour and ambition. Shows the reality behind the fame.
And then the news breaks.
Maisie sees it on her phone. Duke drowned in Capri.
How does Lara react?
She connects it to these old memories, him waking her up, saying, wake up, it's time to smoke. It's just this quiet, poignant marker of an era ending.
And Emily, after all that obsession.
She's just done with Duke, finally, almost instantly released.
It's interesting, though. Amidst all the Duke drama, Sebastian remains constant.
He really does. Lara recalls visiting Duke in rehab, reconnecting with Sebastian, who visited his brother faithfully every day.
And he drove Lara back to New York afterwards.
Talked about his own life, how Ripley had helped him find work away from Duke. She says that drive went a long way toward setting my life to right. He's that quiet anchor.
Such a contrast to Duke.
Absolutely. And in the end, it's Sebastian who brings Duke's ashes to the farm to be buried in the Nelson family cemetery.
And Joe reads lines from our town over the grave.
Yeah, so fitting, bringing the play that linked them all right to the very end. Lara reflects on Duke's life, his 3 wives, like Uncle Wallace, she notes, unmarried at the end.
Accepting that little space on the farm, a final grounding.
A quiet peace, yeah. And Lara's final perspective, it's one of, well, contentment. Understanding.
She sees the good sense in marrying Joe. Duke was ambition, glamour.
But Joe was steady, loving life on the farm, and even though Emily says no kids, Lara contemplates future generations there. She has that knowing wisdom. You change your mind.
It's a testament to finding fulfillment not always in the grand gestures, but in that steady, enduring love and quiet purpose.
Beautifully put. It shows Lara's journey wasn't just about the role she played, but the life she actively built, piece by piece, like her grandmother sewing.
Her story, like our town, reveals the beauty and complexity in ordinary lives, the weight of memory, love that endures.
Not always perfectly, no, but profoundly.
What an incredible journey. New Hampshire dreams, Hollywood, then this grounded life on a Michigan cherry farm. Really reminds you that paths are rarely straight.
And the people and places we encounter leave these indelible marks, shaping us in ways we might only grasp looking it back.
Ultimately, this deep dive really shows that some stories are more about self-discovery than, grand ambition.
And that sometimes the biggest triumph isn't reaching some dazzling destination, but finding the richness, the quiet grace in where you've authentically landed.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, our listeners. Ann Patchett said her goal with Tom Lake was partly to turn readers back to Thornton Wilder's Our Town.
So maybe we can ask ourselves, what classic stories, ones we think we know inside out, might hold new, surprising insights about our own lives?
If we revisited them now with the wisdom of our own experiences, What Emily are you, or have you been, or perhaps will you be? Thank you for diving deep with us today.